A young friend of mine, a friend of the program, a young man named Jake, sent me an article that he thought would help me. He said, "You're a very unhappy person, Tom. This will help you." Is that naturally Reader's Digest is responsible for this article. Where did it go? The article vanished. The article is called 19 Ways to Enhance Your Sense of Humor. Why does it disappear? I start reading it and it vanishes. I'm going to smash you, Reader's Digest. There it is. What is the greatest reward of being alive? Is it chocolate? Sex? Ice cream? Tropical vacations? Who is this? This is Kathy? From the funny pages? Tropical vacations, hugs from children, a perfect night's sleep, or the satisfaction of a job well done? 1,000 people, 1,000 different answers. But one supreme pleasure that spans all people is laughter. That is one of the worst written sentences I've ever heard. But one supreme pleasure that spans all people is laughter. Little can compare to the feeling of a deep, complete, heartfelt laughing spell. No matter your age, wealth, race, or living situation, life is good when laughter is frequent. This is so weirdly written. Life is also healthier. Research finds that humor can help you cope better with pain, enhance your immune system, reduce stress, even help you live longer. As Mark Twain once said, studying humor is like dissecting a frog. You may know... that's actually not a good Mark Twain impression. Let me get it right. As Mark Twain once said, studying humor is like dissecting a frog. You may know a lot, but you end up with a dead frog. Nevertheless, we're giving it a try. Here are 19 tips for getting or growing your sense of humor, based partly on the idea that you can't be funny if you don't understand what funny is, which is not true at all. The funniest things on earth are almost always created by people who don't have the slightest idea what funny is. These are the 19 tips. Tip 1. First, regain your smile. A smile and a laugh aren't the same thing, but they do live in the same neighborhood. Be sure to smile at simple pleasures. The sight of kids playing, a loved one or friend approaching, successful completion of a task, the witnessing of something amazing or humorous. What? Smiles indicate that stress and the weight of the world haven't overcome you. All right, I gotta start smiling more. That's number 1. Number 2, treat yourself to a comedy festival. Rent movies like Meet the Parents, Young Frankenstein. It was a comedy festival. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Okay, there we go. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This is Spinal Tap. Animal House. Blazing Saddles. Trading Places. Finding Nemo. Reward yourself frequently with the gift of laughter, Hollywood style. Number 3, recall several of the most embarrassing moments in your life. Then find the humor in them, which is what we've been doing tonight. Isn't that right, Mike? Now practice telling stories, describing them in a humorous way. We've been doing this, Reader's Digest. It might take a little exaggeration or dramatization, but that's what good storytelling is all about. By revealing your vulnerable moments and being self-deprecating, you can help open yourself up to much more humorous aspects of life. Wow, this is heavy. Anytime something annoying and frustrating occurs, turn it on its head and find the humor. Sure, you can be angry about getting splashed with mud, stepping in. I'm not going to read this. What is this? A Nugget magazine I'm reading from? Is this an issue of Gent or an issue of Reader's Digest? Talk about stepping in something that's on the street. Or inadvertently throwing in a red towel with the white laundry. In fact, that is probably the most normal response to get mad. But it doesn't accomplish anything other than to put you in a sour mood. Better to find a way to laugh at life's little annoyances. All right. Read the comics every day and cut out the ones that remind you of your life. What? The comics. Well, that was cut out Millard Fillmore? I don't like the comics. Have the comics ever been funny? Ever? Is there one comic ever that's been funny? Now, I'm talking about even in the New Yorker. Those aren't funny either. Sort through family photographs and write funny captions or one. So you're supposed to deface family photos? Hey, look what I wrote on the photo. Hey, you idiot, that's the only copy of that picture. You drew a bubble coming out of Grandma's mouth. But look what I wrote in it. Number 7. Every night at dinner, make family members share one funny or even embarrassing moment of their day. That sounds horrible. Number 8, when a person offends you or makes you angry, respond with humor rather than hostility. For instance, if someone is always late, say, well, I'm glad you're not running an airline. Life is too short to turn every personal affront into a battle. However, if you are constantly offended by someone in particular, yes, take it seriously and take appropriate action. But for occasional troubles, or if nothing you can do can change the person or situation, take the humor response. That's right. Be sarcastic to the person and vaguely condescending. It's a good thing you're not running an airline. That sounds like a way to get into a fight. That line sounds like it will trigger a fight. If someone's being late, well, I'm glad you're not running an airline. I guarantee you're not going to where you're waiting for that person to get ready to go to. Number 9. Sign up to receive the top 10 list from David Letterman every day via email. Number 10. Spend 15 minutes a day having a giggling session. Here's how you do it. You and another person, and in parentheses it says partner, kid, friend, etc., lie on the floor with your head on her stomach and her head on another person's stomach and so on. The more people, the better. The first person says ha. The next person says ha ha. The third person says ha ha ha. And so on. We guarantee you'll be laughing in no time. I guarantee that doesn't work ever. Hey guys, why don't we let's do a 15-minute giggling session every day. Can you imagine that? Hey guys, who wants 5 minutes? We're gonna have a giggling session. Everybody, we'll meet in the conference room. Everybody just lay their head on everybody else's stomach. All right, who wants to start the giggling? Oh boy, who wrote this? Read the activity listings page in the newspaper and choose some laugh-inducing events to attend. It could be the circus. The circus! Who finds the circus funny? A movie, a stand-up comic, or a funny play? Like Schnell. I heard about a funny play. It's called Blasted, which is is being performed now. That sounds like a funny play I would go see. Blasted. Sometimes it takes a professional to get you to regain your sense of humor. Number 12. Add an item to your daily to-do list. Find something humorous. Don't mark it off until you do it, suggests Gene Robertson, a humor expert and author of several books on the topic. Number 13. When you run into friends or coworkers, ask them to tell you one funny thing that has happened to them in the past couple of weeks. Become known as the person who wants to hear... Could you imagine being known as the person who wants to hear humorous, true stories? You will regret that. Hey, everybody, just tell me any story. Tell me humorous stories. Everybody's got one. No, everybody doesn't have one, and hardly anybody knows how to tell one. You'll end up quitting your job. You'll end up quitting your job in 3 weeks. You end up doing that. Number 14. Find a humor buddy. This list is it's insane now. This is someone who you can call just to tell him something funny. Someone who will also call you with funny stories of things he's seen or experienced. I'm jumping number 15. Exaggerate and overstate problems. Number 16. Develop a silly routine to break a dark mood. So I can't even finish this list. It's the worst thing. Now I'm depressed from this list on how to be funny. FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, Tom, it's Frank from Weehawken. How's it going?
Frank from Weehawken. How are you tonight?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Doing okay.
Excellent. I'm coming into the show late. I heard you talking about some comics like Kathy and how, they're not funny. And I jotted down quickly a list of maybe like face-offs in comics, and maybe if you could tell me which one you think is least funny between the ones I named. All
right, I like this, Frank.
All right, first round, we got Family Circus versus the Lockhorns.
I'm going to say the Lockhorns wins by default. Family Circus, I don't even think is meant to be funny. Lockhorns advances. Are we going for least funny or funny?
Least funny.
Okay, least funny. Family Circus wins.
Least funny, Family Circus. All right, let me circle that one. Next round, we have For Better or Worse versus BC.
Well, should Family Circus take these on, or are we doing this like a tournament chart?
It's a tournament.
Okay, Family Circus versus no, what is it again? For Better or Worse?
For Better or Worse versus BC.
For Better or Worse wins that.
All right. Next round has Kathy up against Broomhilda.
Kathy is worse than Broomhilda.
Ah, thank God. Yeah, exactly. All right, and the Dilbert versus Prince Valiant.
Prince Valiant?
Yeah, you ever read Prince Valiant,
yes.
The Sunday one?
It's not supposed to be funny.
It's not?
No.
Oh. All right, how about Marmaduke versus Heathcliff?
Heathcliff is less funny than Marmaduke.
All right, so we'll go to the second round. Family Circus versus Heathcliff.
Family Circus is less funny than Heathcliff.
All right, For Better or Worse versus Kathy.
For Better or Worse is less funny than Kathy. God help me for saying that.
Final title match, Family Circus versus For Better or Worse.
That's a two-way tie for last.
Two-way tie for last? Yeah. All right, I'll count it.
Thank you. Thanks,
Have a
Frank.
good one.